Hey, I've got Sunil Koppal with me, and he's the man. He is in a cold climate, and he's got all the attire to prove that. And today we're going to talk about multiple different topics, and it's just a fun session. So stay tuned. And Koppal, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? And yeah, take it on from here, and let us know how everything's going on in your life.
I'm doing good, my man. I'm doing good. Houston is little cold, at least this week. It's
Yeah.
gonna be in 50s and 60s. Yeah, just chilling at home, doing basically nothing, staying warm, eating food. That's it.
How
Yeah,
do you feel the economy is doing in Houston when you go around and buy groceries, or when you go around and go to the gym, or
yeah.
do
People.
do any fun stuff around? What do you feel like? I mean, do you think that economy is doing better than a couple of years before, or what do you feel about there in
I
general?
see, no, I still see the same. I see still a lot of people. They're just, shopping, lots of shopping.
Lots of
People
activity
go,
going on.
yeah, lots of activities, like you go to Costco or you go Kroger, people are just, they're
So
shopping
that
a lot.
so that brings to my next question is, if you
Yeah.
watch the TV, and most of these people say that Americans are running out of money, right? But when you go around, people are shopping.
No,
So
man,
where's the
no.
disconnect?
I don't know. I think there's media, they always want to scare people, right?
Yeah,
They want to give you only negative news. 90% of the news is negative
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
the negativity and all those things, they run more than positivity.
Yeah. How's the
So,
mood? How's the mood out there in Houston with the new Trump administration coming up here in the next month or
oh, I
two?
think people are all excited here. You know?
Definitely, yeah. I think the business
Yeah.
community is more excited than ever.
Uh, yeah, people
Um,
are, some folks are very happy, A lot of
yeah,
people,
yeah.
they
People
have
were
this
mainly looking for a change,
American flag outside, Trump signs outside. Yeah.
but I also see a lot of things that are happening that have been uh, that there was no progress on for the last few years, which is a good thing that now America is actually running.
Yeah.
Since the election night, there have been a lot of progress on a lot of different fronts,
Hmm.
and I just see in the news that things are moving all of a sudden, which that wasn't the case a few months ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a good
Probably.
thing, which is
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Good or bad, we just want to keep moving forward. We
Yeah.
want to make bold
Yeah.
decisions as a country and keep
Hmm.
moving forward.
Hmm.
Um,
No, like, when the economy is bad, the thing that remembers in my mind is 2008 or early 2008.
yeah,
I used to go to Fred Meyer, okay, and Fred Meyer was empty, like no people. There was nobody was buying anything, and the gas was like $1.50 to $2
yeah,
that time, and no cars on the road. That's how it was in like 2008. Now I go here,
yeah,
like fully jammed, man, like packed. People are buying
yeah.
crazy.
We got a new guest online, and his name is Ishwar, and he's a little bit of a stock expert here, so we're gonna get his guidance as well. And excited to have you,
Oh,
Ishwar. What's going on, buddy?
I'm good, Sandy. How are you?
We're doing great, and Koppal is dressed for the cold weather that's been going on out in Houston, and I am, as usual, a little warm out here in Dallas, Fort Worth area. And obviously, you were in North Carolina. And how's the weather up there?
No, it's pretty good actually. It's warm today.
Oh,
Holiday
great, great.
reason. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's great. We were just discussing regarding the upcoming Trump administration that's going to
Thank you, my man.
that's actually already making some changes, and so we'll have to see how that goes. Um,
But it's still too early, man, to say, he's still not in the office and, people are already doing this, that, talking stuff and all. But
Yeah.
I think I think he will not do anything. But I think people are general get excited and things will start to roll. Basically, look at what Putin said today. Putin said America, like he said Trump is the real intelligent politician, and we would like to work with him.
Yeah.
And other news that came was that caravan that used to come from southern border, they
It
took a
stopped.
U-turn.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
exactly.
just
Yeah.
stopped coming. You know?
News just came like a few minutes ago, literally, and
Uh-huh.
they had a deal with the Mexican government, looks like, and Mexico is also going to take a tough stance on people who are coming in illegally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good thing for the United States. So, Ishwar, how's what do you feel like? How's the job market up there in North Carolina? Is it people say that it's hard to find a job, but yet when I look at the news, unemployment has been at a historically low rate, right? So where's the
No,
disconnect here?
no, you see, they're revising the unemployment numbers after their advertising or like announcing.
Yeah.
Last 3 4 months, right? Whatever they're announcing on the day is much different from what's really happening, and they've been correcting that numbers big time.
So you feel like the unemployment rate is higher than what they're saying it out there?
Yeah,
Going up.
it's really going up, but you cannot really get the real good picture because it's based on couple of things which it's like somebody is doing consulting on his own, that guy cannot claim unemployment benefits.
Yeah.
So those numbers, it won't come, right? And then
Right.
like somebody is like, say you're on a H1 or something, like, you would never claim for the benefits, unemployment benefits, even though you can claim. But who would go and claim on a H1 or an immigrant visa? They would not do it.
If you were to rate the job market on a scale of 1 to 10,
Mhm.
1 being the worst and 10 being the best, how would you rate it based off of whatever you're seeing around you?
I would say it's about 5 or something. That's the actual one, because you do see meet a lot of people who are saying they're done with the project or looking for a project and all that. But earlier you never saw so many people talking about jobs.
Yeah.
So that itself reflects, like, based on with whom you're hanging out or something. But if you're in a company, a secure job, it's a different story. So freelancer and all that, it does take out a role. And
Now, stock market was going up and down until the election, and then right after the election, it was just on steroids for a few days.
no,
So,
that's the initial thing, right? Like in stock market, like they believe this will happen and all that. So that is based on assumption. But
yeah.
2 3 days, if you're really good, you would have minted money on those 3 days. and
Yeah.
and then now it's really you can say accumulation or distribution or whatever you want to say. But then the real drama comes in once he swears in, and then they always say there is this Santa rally for December. So
Yeah.
you really, hopefully it plays out. So you have people putting at it in their own terms, so you have to see how it goes and all that. There's a lot of unknowns, right?
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
So with that, the whole picture changes. And then like they are not talking about the inflation numbers. And then every time they say the inflation number has come down, gone up, we are going to uh, like that interest rates will be brought down this month, next month. They keep on playing on the terms. But the real thing is inflation is up. The cost of you going to a Costco or anywhere, right? You come out with a pretty expensive bill.
Yeah. That's right.
Dude,
So the
two
yeah.
two milk bottles are about $10.
Yeah.
Costco I go used to be below 100 or near 100. Now it is
No,
going
no,
160, 170, 200.
Correct. Yeah.
Last
no.
my two bills are 200.
And then this is not any luxuries item. This is like the basic necessity is what you're buying.
Yeah.
So with that, like, the inflation is big. And then the easy example is, if you want to go and look at the Lay's chips packet family size bag, what was earlier, maybe like 1 year back, and now
Oh,
it's apples and oranges, but still the price is the
The
same.
quantity
The
went down,
quantity
right?
is, yes, exactly.
yeah. But somehow
So
on paper they are saying inflation is only like 3%, 2.8 or two, like close to 3.
that's
I
what,
don't know
right?
how they
How
are
much
saying
you
that.
trust those numbers? You see, the parameters what they're using and the real fact what's happening, it- it's all different, right? They want to project a good economy before elections, right? Nobody is going to say we are in bad shape. We did a bad job the last
Yeah,
4 years. Who would say?
yeah.
Yeah,
So the whole
doesn't
drama winds out like once the handover happens. I think the initial couple, the first few months plays a very big role because if you remember, like when Obama came in,
Mhm.
the way the market tanked was really scary.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you see,
in
Bush had
2008.
to, yeah, 2008, right? See, like when,
Like 2008 January it tanked?
yeah,
Oh.
I think the
No,
entire
no, it
2008,
tanked before
no, it's
only.
not
No, no,
2000,
no.
not end of 2008, yeah,
end
end
of
of two.
2008. Yeah.
You see, the whole thing was picking up steam, but once the election was over, that January, it said bye bye. Or like just before the presidential change from Bush to Obama, if you
And it
remember
took
those
and it
days.
took 4 years to come back, right? Or probably more.
Yeah, that was a pretty big, like now they had that CDS or something like credit default swaps at that time. But always the inflation, right? It is scary at this numbers, and then you're seeing your Costco bill. It's not like you don't need a third person to judge like how much you're spending and all. That's from your own bill.
So,
And,
what are you guys looking forward to, um, as far as what didn't happen in Biden administration versus a hope that that will happen in Trump administration? Is there a certain thing that you guys are looking forward to?
no, the biggest thing is the way the debt is being grown and then the amount is being spent by US government. So that number is scary, right? With that in place, now everybody is concerned about the social security.
Yeah,
So no, like why how come nobody addresses that? And then you see every 3 months you're increasing the spending limit.
right.
If the spending limit is going up, it's getting approved. It's going up, it's getting approved. So then initially the market used to like worry about it, but after a point they made sure it's not a big deal. Even the market doesn't care. Like when they're saying tomorrow, like the spending bill, if it doesn't go through, everything will be shut down, right? You saw last couple of times nobody even flinched an eye. The only reason being is somehow they'll approve it. It'll move on to the next one. And you can see the amount of debt that's gone up from before Biden to after Biden. That's a pretty scary number.
It is.
The way
Yeah,
they
it
are
is.
spending, and then like the amount of funding that's happening to them, it's really scary. And then with that, right, how would you manage going forward?
Yeah, I think the Doge is a very, very good idea. And I
Yeah,
feel that it's probably going to make people's lives miserable for the first few years before it gets better and best. And we shouldn't judge that department too quickly, because if we do, then we're going to eliminate it, which is not a very good thing. I think
no,
that initially in the next 2 years or so, I think it'll get worse for the people because, cutting jobs and cutting spending comes with a cost. And then eventually market will adjust itself to a point where what the government will take in as revenue is being spent on people and not anything excessive. That's the goal,
no,
right? Our goal is to make sure that the spending is not excessive.
no. See, the question comes is how are you going to handle the unemployment? You see, now, for example, cutting down the jobs like US departments, couple of departments, you literally don't know what they're doing, how they're getting paid. All that is fine. But what would you do with those people who are going to lose the job?
So that's that
So
so that brings up another thing, right? I mean, what they're saying is most of those people don't even show up to the office.
no, that's what they're claiming to be, right? See, when you're outside, you can say anything you want. But once you're inside, right, what's really happening? For example, you take uh, USPS, US Postal Service. Now, other day for me to or else the DMV or like it's typically state government. But you see, right, to get my license, me and my wife, we were waiting the whole day in that DMV office. So now the question comes, why can't you increase where you need things to get done faster? And then where, like now they're saying a couple of departments, people are not showing up, right? That part is fine. But now how are you going to make sure the jobs are increased in a productive way and all that? That takes a lot of analysis. It's not like it happens overnight. How it's going to get effective. So what's really happening now? Because he might do the same thing what he did to Twitter. Like Twitter, he laid off like 70% of employees. Is there a problem? No.
Right.
So because the question comes is who is really contributing there there? If not, done deal.
Yeah.
So if he comes in, the first thing he's doing is firing is right. In Twitter, you can understand all you're doing is an app. What is going before, after all that, you can kind of being and like aware of how like things work or aware of IT stuff. That's fine. But with the government thing, like how many applications come, how are you processing, what time it takes for a given application to get done or anything, right? It's ridiculous. You
So I'll
can't
give
even
you an
say that.
example of my recent experience with the government here, local.
Mhm.
Although I don't think they're going to cut anything local. I think they're all talking about cutting federal employees and stuff like that. So I went to a local office here to get a permit for something I'm building, and I we were halfway into this permitting process, and they asked us to turn in a form which has to be notarized. So I went to a notary, and I got that form notarized, and I went to that office to turn that form in because I had to turn in an original, not like a copy of the form. So I went there to turn that in, and the lady takes my form and says that, hey, you're missing the legal address. The legal address is not just the physical address. You got to put a lot number there. There's other descriptions of how the lot is legally, right? So I didn't know how to write that. Now they asked me to go to this other counter, which was completely empty. There was nobody there, and I went there. I asked the lady there, and she helped me with it. All she did was just looked at my paper, looked at the address, and gave me just printed off something and said, "Hey, attach this to your document." And that's it. That was it. While I was there for an hour, I was just paying attention to this particular counter. Nobody was showing up to that counter. There was this lady that was assigned to only help people. It looks to me that there was probably one guy that's coming to that counter for every 1 hour. And to me, that wasn't a great utilization of an employee, because the person who could have helped me at the same counter that I was turning the form into, she didn't. She said, "Hey, go to this other counter." So I think that there are positions like that are redundant and could be, I don't want to say eliminated, but they could be used in a different way. They could probably used to make the process more efficient, I think, which is not happening at this point. I think that most cities take up to 6 months or more to get a permit to build something. And I think if they utilize the same people that they have efficiently, I think that time would go down. And I think there will be a lot more productivity. So that's just my example that I'm seeing. Do you guys see anything different or anything that you guys come across?
No, that same thing I was saying about my DMV license thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so you see, you're spending so much time, and then it's like really weird, but you don't have a choice. Your license is expired, and you have to get it at any cost. So your whole day is gone.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. What else is going on?
So
Um,
what do you think, Ishwar? Next year, stock market will drop.
You never know. You need to wait to see first 3 months what this guy will do because everybody was saying like when Trump was there, if the market is going down, he'll come and say something and it'll pick up.
Yeah, it will.
that's what happened though.
Yeah, exactly. This is the same thing. People are saying, I want Trump back. I don't care. Like, I want to make money. I want Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because market, like, it ran pretty good. Like from last October to now, the way it ran is mind blowing.
Yeah, yeah.
So you would expect a little bit of correction, but when that would happen, it would be interesting to know. Because
Uh,
August 5th, right? If you look at, I don't know if you remember that day, Koppal, and then
uh,
see, August 5th was the day, like based on the Japanese market or something, right? The way everything tanked that
yeah.
day was
How,
scary.
yeah, yeah,
So, but that was the day. If you really had money, it's like dump on any nonsense, you would have made money on that day.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but how would you have the conviction when it like fell down so
Exactly.
much,
Like,
right? You would not
yeah,
have the conviction. But if
yeah.
you are smart, right? If you had a risk management a bit, you would have, it would have really done wonders to your account.
पता नहीं उसको कैसे कवर अप किया है कि उसको पता ही नहीं चला भाई. In one day they covered it up, man.
That's hardly even like, see, it's only the
Was there were
pre-market
like
session that was there.
so much dollars, like इतना पैसा ऐसा turn around हुआ वो.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
right. So, and now, like, you don't know if something happens tomorrow like that, and you're jumping in, and it does not bounce back.
Yeah. The news was like what the Japanese raised the quarter point interest,
Mhm.
and somewhere I read that basically all these Japanese they were borrowing money and putting it in some like US stock market. So when they
Mhm.
raise the interest, they will have to pay
Yeah,
the this one, right? Like fees or whatever, like interest money. So I guess they were cashing out or something happened like doop 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 doop, it
yeah,
fall like crazy. But for again, it I think it will take years of experience. I think
Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. As I'm
years of
talking
years.
with you, as I'm talking with you right now, my offer got accepted. So I'm buying a
Oh,
piece of real estate.
oh,
Looks like
oh
today or tomorrow.
shit,
So,
oh shit.
so
What
yeah,
is
I
this?
won't. I will give you guys more details on this a little later on because we're live on camera and I don't want the world to know before we do
Okay,
it. Um,
yeah.
but
Is it
but
a
yeah, I was
sing
just
home or land?
it's it's a piece of land,
Oh,
but it's got a home on it.
hmm,
And it's pretty close to an acreage that I have.
hmm,
So it's right next to it, so which is a good thing. And that's the
hmm,
reason why we wanted to buy it
hmm.
to accumulate some assets
Oh,
right along a piece of property that we got.
oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, cool.
But yeah, I know it's exciting that you guys were able to shed some light on some things that matter to make this country great again.
Make the podcast great again. Huh? Make everything great again. Huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Make everything great again.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
How do you buy real estate, man? Like I think you buy it, doesn't matter which year, up year, down year, flat year. Huh? You just
I
keep buying. What is the secret? How do you buy?
just got to keep buying, just got to keep
Like
finding.
even before you became big, like suppose you go back to 2014 or 15, like you
Yeah,
started buying then only, right?
yeah,
Tell
yeah. I
us
started
little bit
buying in 20
background, yeah.
2012 timeframe.
12 frame,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
12, 2012 you bought your single home,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after
13,
that,
13, I bought one more like that. Kept buying since that time frame.
okay.
Yeah.
Did you kept a loan on those or did you
No,
started paying
started
off
paying
or
it off. Yeah. No. Yeah, we don't,
but how
we
did you
typically,
pay it off?
unless it's a big multifamily, we don't really take loans.
No, like 13, 14, 15 year, like
Yeah.
2013, 14, 15 year, you bought like single home and duplexes and all, right?
Yeah.
So you bought it all cash or did you take a loan?
Uh, Initially I took loans, but eventually
Okay.
I paid it off.
Like with your salary,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
paid it off?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of
And
have
then,
to. You kind of have to hustle and pay it off. Otherwise, what's the point? You know. I know
how?
that there's different strategies for different people,
Uh-huh.
and most people they love debt. I love
Yeah.
debt too. I have a lot of debt um
Uh-huh.
on my name, and that's
Yeah.
mostly multifamily though.
Yeah.
So
That
single
is
family, I
okay, I
don't
think.
have
Yeah.
any debt. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like debt for single family homes.
But how do you pay off like 300K, 400K? I
Gotta
mean,
When you
hustle.
have the
back
cash
then.
only, that's the whole drama,
Got
right?
gotta hustle though. You know,
Like how
gotta
to
drive
hustle, man? How
gotta
do you
drive a
hustle?
Uber. Gotta
How
Buy
to
drive
a
an Uber.
hustle?
home, sell a
Oh, but
home, build the equity,
shit.
mega steps.
Shit.
You know,
No,
got
like so 15, 16 you bought duplexes and single family home, right? 2015, 16?
yeah,
And
correct. Yeah.
when did it suddenly change? Like
No,
not suddenly
then we
change,
started
but
buying multifamily in 2019. You know,
so
like the bigger.
29, so 2019 you bought that
Yeah.
multifamily
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
No, the
Okay.
question is, how did you pay off that? Like, you see, if you're typically on a job, right?
Yeah.
If you're at Kiwit and then if you want to buy a home fully paid off, that's impossible, right? Technically.
So that's the trick right there. So you just said you're on a job, right?
Yeah.
The moment you're on a job, you're never going to pay it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you
So
got to come out from that mentality,
yes.
because if you're on a job at 8 hours, you're doing
Yeah.
that, and then
Yeah.
your manager's on you. So right after you come out, you'll feel like, wow, thank you. I'm not working anymore. This is my happiest moment, and you're not going to do anything after that. After you come out of the 9 to 5 grind. So, but um, but if you want to grow, and if you want to go somewhere, and if you want to achieve freedom, then that 9 to 5 is irrelevant. You're not going to do anything there at that job. You got to figure out ways of supplementing your income after
Mhm.
that 5 p.m.
Maybe
Yeah.
start doing few things, few chores before
Yeah,
quitting, right?
no, that's the name of the game, right? So, people always ask me like, how do you pay it off? Well, the only way to pay it off is to hustle, right? Is to hustle but when do you hustle? If you are a guy that's working full time in a company, you cannot hustle in that time frame, right? You have to hustle
Yeah.
after after your work is done at 5 or 5:30, whenever.
Yeah.
But how many people do it though? And how many
No,
people have the energy to continue that on for many, many years?
After 9 to 5.
After 9 to 5, you work from 6 to 11 or 12, and then
Mm-hmm.
again wake up in the morning and do it over and over and over again for 15 years. How many people can do it?
Yeah.
Right?
so
So
when you say
there's
for the
no
side
secret
hustle,
strategy here.
no, no, I get it.
Yeah.
And like when you say that side hustle, right? You're trying
Mhm.
to just buy a home, like whatever equity you have, and
No,
then
just
sell it off.
side hustle is basically, if you're good at, let's say, fixing pianos, you know,
Sure.
then
Yeah.
on the side, you have to create a business where by fixing pianos, you can earn 100K a year from,
Yeah. Okay. Apart from
you
the
know,
main job, you need to have
yeah.
How much
something
do you
else to
think
do.
Uber guy will make, man? Maybe I will drive Uber, man.
Yeah, I don't
Fix,
know.
huh?
So see, that's the thing, right? uh, there's things out there that people can do that will
Yeah.
give them additional supplemental income. Um,
Yeah.
so after a while, what happens is, this is the very, very initial stage, right?
Then you
Once
will
you,
become used to it.
no, not just that. Once you're to a point where your money starts making you money, then you don't
Yeah.
have to do all these supplemental things. Then you'll have
Hmm.
more free time than anybody else,
Yeah.
and so much money will be coming into you that you won't know what to do with it. It will
Is
become
it too
irrelevant
late
for
to
you.
start? Is it too late to start? Never too
No,
late to
no,
start,
no,
right?
never
Nothing
too
is too
late
late
to
to start.
nothing,
Yeah.
never too late to
Okay.
start anything.
Yeah, never too late to start anything. It's just in your mind. Everything, all the barriers are in your mind.
Man, I think I'm thinking about Uber, man. That's the easiest thing to do, I feel like.
Yeah, so the easiest thing to do is, one of those easiest things to do is Uber, because you have a car
Mhm.
already, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But but the successful people that I know,
Uh-huh.
they don't stop at like one thing, meaning
Yeah.
they keep doing that and they start collecting the money from one thing, but their
Mm-hmm.
mind is already on another path. So they're thinking
Yeah,
about what is the best value for their time.
yeah.
If they don't do Uber, what would be the next thing that would make them money, right? So
Right.
they keep growing like that. So,
Okay.
but most people though, they won't see that, right?
हम लोग सोचते ही नहीं है weekend आया mind shuts off done
Exactly.
हाँ
So that's what happens with the full-time
yeah
job. With the
yeah
full-time job, you work from 9 to 5, and at 5 your mind
It's
shuts
off.
down.
Yeah,
Why?
off.
Because you're under pressure between 9 and 5. But
Yeah.
if you're, let's say, if you're a business owner or something like that, there's no shut off, right? Because your mind is constantly working, and which means that it's growing. And obviously, this is not a good thing either, because you need your mind to be healthy. So you want to practice, you know, giving it some space. Otherwise, you're going to burn out, right? So you need to have that health and fitness mindset. You need to have that health and wellness mindset, and you need to have that money making mindset. Um, all these things go hand in hand. But when a guy becomes successful, nobody cares about what happened the last 10, 15 years, right? People
How
always
we
say that,
got
hey,
there, yeah. Nobody
exactly,
talks
yeah.
about how you got there.
Exactly, yeah. But you have to understand that the guy who got there has worked almost double more than a regular guy. He probably worked 80, 90 hours a week consistently for 15 years,
Man.
So that's the only trick there. And to work on something like that for 15 years, for let's say 60 to 80 hours, requires incredible amount of discipline, tolerance, and I wouldn't even say passion, because when you're doing it, you're not working on your passion at all. It becomes a passion later on in life, but when you're working it, it feels very, very difficult, and you're working on things that nobody would like to work on for that long. And eventually, what happens is the same things that you hated become likable, and these things become passion for you at the end of the day. But the important thing is those 10 years that you have to sacrifice to be able to make uh, you go to a situation where your money is making money, rather
Yeah.
than
I
rather
think
than
you
your
need
your
to,
sweat is making money.
yeah, be either opportunities. I think you need to find where or
They're
what you can
everywhere.
spend time on.
Opportunities are
Okay.
everywhere. I
Okay.
mean, you just have to meet. See, my goal right now is I'm not able to find highly intellectual people to hang out with right now. I mean, of,
Mm.
of course, you guys are on the list.
Yeah.
I'm serious, and that's why we're doing this podcast.
Oh,
But,
shit.
um, but I'm just saying, there's not very many people out there that are highly intellectual, with whom you can just sit down and have a great chat and be like, "Wow, today I learned something. I'm going to go
Mm,
implement it." Right? So
yeah.
that's the situation that I'm looking for in this phase of life, is meeting people that are extremely intellectual, and
Mm,
meeting people that are not greedy,
mm,
meeting people that have no expectations of you, right? And
mm,
meeting people that basically don't give a damn about anything, because they just mind their own thing, and all they care is wellness in their life. All they care is doing good things in their life, and they are passionate about what they do, and these things basically ensure that the growth happens to you and people that you're working with. So that's what I'm after. Just looking for people like that, so I can learn from them. But anyhow, guys, we're coming to an end on this show. So thank you for being a part of this, and I hope to do this again with you guys sometime. It was a great conversation. I learned a lot. I hope that you did too. And you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.
Yep.
you
Have a
too.
good one. Yep.
Thanks. Bye.